That equilibrium and the harmony is toward where you're supposed to be, where you're, I don't know where do you stand? This is I like getting deep, and I know you're good at it. Where do you stand on the whole fate versus free will?
My take is that there are an infinite amount of determined, fated timelines, but I do feel that we have free will as to which one we're tuning into in a given moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's it. I like that. I like that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think that we have free will in two places. That we have free will before we're born, where we're kind of making some decisions about okay, I'm picking that body. I'm going to make some, when you choose your body, you choose the family, you choose, the things that go along with the DNA that's in that being that you choose. If your soul had chosen my body, that would be very different, and vice versa, right? So you're choosing that, and you're choosing certain key, and when you're talking about what was the term you used about the different dimensions? How did you exactly say?
Timelines.
Different timelines. And so there's different timelines and different dimensions, right? I'm thinking about parallel worlds or timelines or okay, that it's, I almost see that graphically like this, you can make in fact, I actually wrote this and somebody was taking those building blocks with the balls that do the lines that we're trying to draw all these lines of all these paths. And, it turned into this, I'm using the wrong language, but whatever those things are where maybe a listener can make a comment saying, this is what you're talking about, brother. So that's how I envision when you're saying that. So I think I create kind of that, some of those possible timelines before we're born. Okay, this person is somebody we really want to try to connect with in that lifetime, or this decision are going to be, or this lesson, or some of these things that we set up in advance. And then we get here, and that sets up what we would call fate, which is the things that we sort of set. But then once we're here, it's like a roadmap, and or this, these different timelines. Where am I going to jump to? Am I going to, I'm going to sit in the same timeline my whole life, or am I going to jump? And am I going to take the high road or the low road? Right? Yeah. Am I going to go zoom through an intersection, or I'm going to stay in the same place the whole time?
Right.
So that's kind of how I see it. So it's where we have this ability to make those decisions, and no matter what path we take, we learn. But it ain't so easy sometimes. If we don't make the right decisions, we're going to learn the hard way versus easy way.
Yeah, or just learn over and over, and it takes forever. We could expedite the process of growth and of evolution a bit if we bring more of that conscious presence and present attention into what do we really want to be attending to. It's we all have these phones. We could be scrolling through an infinite amount of different window of different realities, or we could choose one and consciously, what do I actually want to learn? Do I actually want to watch one comedian stand up special versus 16 of them in a row, just little moments, Right. And same with life, we could be an autopilot and just kind of be a squirrel just chasing our next meal or whatever it is, and just not really on one track. And there's a place for all of it too. There's a reason, like you're talking about silver linings with even really unfortunate things that happen, but even just there's a time and place for being in the autopilot and just being experiencing normal life on Earth, and the ways that it's working for us and the ways that it's not.